Today we are going to talk everything about itinerary changes. I will let you know what some actual itinerary changes are, and then I'm going to let you know some things that I hope you can keep in mind if your itinerary has changed either a long time before your cruise sails clear up to pretty close to your sail date. Also, I'm going to tell you why it's really important to check out a cruise line and even sometimes a certain ship before you book your bucket list cruise. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips, and like I said, today we are going to be talking about itineraries and checking out cruise lines before we really book a bucket list cruise. They maybe sound like they're a little bit boring things, but you know what? They make the world of difference when you're going to go on a cruise. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, will you please click on that subscribe button? And if you appreciate my updates or learn anything from this video, will you please give this video a thumbs up? So let's start at the top with a couple of actual itinerary changes, and then we will get a little bit more into the nuts and bolts of that. So first of all, our Ruby Princess is due to set sail on October 12th of 2025, round trip from San Francisco. It is a California coastal cruise, so it's going to be magnificent. And I wanted to let you know the biggest change is that they are no longer going to be calling in Santa Barbara. Princess notes that they can't call in Santa Barbara because of cruise ship congestion. I don't know how many ships will be there that day or how many ships Santa Barbara thinks there are too many, but rather than going to Santa Barbara, they are going to go to Catalina on that day, which, by the way, is October 14th. The other quick changes, they are rearranging their calls in San Diego, Los Angeles, and Ensenada. So if you happen to be on that sailing and you don't have a copy, let me tell you really quickly. So they are going to go to San Diego on Wednesday, October 15th, rather than on Thursday the 16th. They're going to Ensenada, Mexico on Thursday the 16th rather than Friday the 17th, and they are going to call in Los Angeles on Friday the 17th rather than on Wednesday, October 15th. The reason that these are so important for people is, you know, sometimes you go into a port, you're going to go on a ship excursion, and it's not going to matter too much if your days are switched around a little bit. But if you have a cruise booked with a private tour guide, you need to contact them and let them know that you're not going to be there the day you thought you were, and give them your new itinerary. Another thing is a lot of times there are ports that are excellent to walk around, and you can see a lot or take your own transportation from there to do what it is that you want to do. But often on different days of the week, some things will be closed or open the other days of the week. Sometimes schedules change, and so it's really helpful to know the actual date that you're going to be in a port so you can check the hours of what you want to visit, see if they're actually open, and kind of take a look at what else might be going on the day that you're going to be there. Let's talk about some really big changes, though. This has really got people a buzz, and for really good cause. So people have reported they had an amazing cruise book that was supposed to sail on October 10th of 2026 on the Sky Princess. My understanding is, because I don't have a copy of that itinerary from anyone, is that was supposed to be more of like a Western Mediterranean cruise. People were so excited. And keep in mind, a lot of times those Mediterranean cruises are bucket list cruises. People want to go there. They don't know if they're ever going to get to go there again, so it's a big deal. But that itinerary is completely changed. That is now a Northern Lights cruise. So on October 10th of 2026, that is now a 14-day search for the Northern Lights cruise. If you have been wanting to take a Northern Lights cruise, I would go on the Princess one in a heartbeat. And if I forget to tell you about that another day and the reasons, remind me. But I have really good reasons why Princess is a really good cruise line to take for that Northern Lights cruise. But the new itinerary, though, so if you're booked on that Sky Princess October 10th sailing in 2026, if you don't change your cruise, you're not going to the Mediterranean. You are going to go to Norway. And so it is still round trip out of Southampton. The Sky Princess is sailing round trip out of Southampton that whole European season in 2026. But The new itinerary is you leave Southampton 2 sea days, a day in Trondheim, Norway, a day at sea, then you're in Tromsø for a day, and then Friday, October 16th, you're going to arrive in Alta, Norway, and spend 2 days there. It's really nice. You get there at 7 a.m. in the morning on the 16th, and you don't leave until 11 p.m. on the 17th, which is excellent for trying to see those northern lights. Then you've got 2 more days at sea, then you're going to go to Molde, Norway. The next day, you're in Ålesund, Norway. 2 more sea days, and you're back to Southampton. So heads up to people booked on that already on that sailing. And also, if you have been looking for Northern Lights sailing, here we are this close. And I know it feels like you think, well, heavens, that's over a year and a half away. But you would not believe how much cruises are booked up that are that far away. So if you think you want to do that, you are welcome to send me an email. I'm delighted to help you since I've done that cruise before. Or if you want to just have a heads up about it, there you go. Now, the next update that we've got for the Sky Princess here is they have an October 24th sailing also on the Sky Princess. It's a 12-day sailing, and it was supposed to be Canary Islands. They're not going anywhere near the Canary Islands now. It is now a European capitals cruise. Now, I have done a cruise that is very similar to what they call the European capitals cruise. I've been to the most of the ports. The only one I haven't been to is Hamburg, Germany. I've been to Warnemünde in Germany, which is the jumping off port to go to Berlin. I haven't been to Hamburg yet, but you get an overnight there. So let me tell you about this if you're looking for something like this. And so you have a sea day, then you've got that overnight that I told you about for 2 days in Hamburg, then a day at sea, then you're going to Copenhagen, to Skagen, Denmark the next day, on to Oslo, Norway, then you've got a day at sea, then you get to go to Rotterdam in the Netherlands, see Bruges, so think like Bruges in Belgium, think chocolate, think the Bruges Madonna, Michelangelo's sculpture is in a church there. I'll have Gordon pop up pictures here because we went there. And then onto the port of Le Havre in France. Excellent to see Normandy, Rouen, Monet's home, Paris, all of these things. And then you're back to Southampton the next day. Very nice cruise, just not the Canary Islands. So you know what, I was thinking about this, and I thought, you know what, if I was booked on either one of those cruises, would I cancel? I would cancel if the cruise that I had booked was a bucket list cruise, and that's really what I wanted to do with all my heart, and that's where my money needed to go. Heaven, yes, cancel. Go on the cruise that you want to go on. But if you can afford it and you've got the time, I would still go. Time waits for no man, as they say, and any chance that you have to go, I think, is a good time to go. The last thing I wanted to point out to you with all of these changes that they've done on the Sky Princess is the September 12th sailing of the Sky Princess, also round trip out of Southampton, is called the 28-Day Scandinavia and Western European Adventure. There are 18 ports on that cruise in those days, and only 3 of them are repeats. All 3 of the ones that are repeats, which is Skagen, Denmark, Copenhagen, Denmark, and let me tell you the other one here, Zeebrugge in Belgium. All 3 of them are ports that I could easily spend days in those ports. So to think that you're going to visit those ports twice in the course of out of those 18 ports is not distressing. There is so much to see and do in all of those places. Alrighty, so I told you that I think that sometimes we need to do extra due diligence to check out a cruise line and sometimes even a ship before we do a bucket list cruise. This has already been going around in my mind lately as I read a lot of people's experience on different ships, especially when they're booking a bucket list cruise. Some things it's really amazing how passionate people are about the experience that they have on board. And I get it, you pay a lot of money, you use your time, and you want to have the experience that you're looking for. So today I saw the headline that Costa Cruises is putting on sale their World Cruise. So their World Cruise is going to depart on November 25th of 2026 and go for 139 days. So you're going to be on board that ship from November 25th of 2026 until April 12th of 2027. That's a long time to be on the same ship. And so my thought is you better be really sure that you like the cruise line and that you love the ship that they're going to be sailing on. And so let me tell you a few things that I think are really good ways to check out the vibe of a cruise line and even a specific ship before you go. One way, of course, stands out to all of us, social media. You can, but the secret is to watch a lot of videos about the ship that you're going to go on, as well as check out that cruise line's website. You can tell something about a cruise line by looking at what their cruise line website looks like. As you look at social media, though, it's really amazing to me that you can send two people on the same ship, and it's not like they were on the same ship or even going to the same places. So you have to be very careful about social media. And what I think a really good thing to do is, as you watch all of these videos, find someone who seems to enjoy the same kind of things that you enjoy when you're on a cruise. That person doesn't have to be your age. They don't have to live in the same place you live in or anything. Just find someone that it seems like they enjoy the same kind of things that you do, and then pay attention to the videos that they put out about visiting places, and especially the ships that you go on. The other thing that I want to lump together with that is how important it is to study the ship that is going to be going on that world cruise, or even on your 2-week bucket list trip to the Mediterranean. I have friends that I work like kind of, not closely, but I know them well. I've known them for a really long time, and not work at a place that I volunteer. And they went on their very first, like the second cruise of their life, wanted to go to the Mediterranean, went there last year. And I'm not even going to tell you what cruise line they went on, but they didn't like it. And she came home ticked that they spent that much money on that experience. And it has really made an impression on my mind. So as you look at different cruise lines, be aware that the vibe between their bigger ships and their smaller ships can be very different. And not only the vibe of just kind of the whole thing, but the offerings that are on board those ships. You think that, well, this ship has this, so surely this ship does too. Nope. So pay attention to your deck plans. Make sure you watch videos about it. And like I said, spend time reading about it. Look at the cruise line's website. So don't forget to do that. And like I said, that's not just for world cruises. That's for a bucket list cruise. And if you're worried about it, try to book a shorter cruise on the ship that you want to go on, or the cruise line that you want to go on, and make sure that it really is for you. And I want to hear in the comments from those of you who have done that, who have been on a long cruise, really love the cruise line you've been on, or maybe you went on a cruise line trying it out to see if it would be for you, and you found out like, no, that's not for me, and it saved you money down the road. So let me know about that. Okay, so we've gone through the specific itinerary changes. So what happens when you're booked on one of these cruises? Say you're booked on one of these Sky Princess cruises for 2026. All of a sudden it changes, and that's not where you want to go. So a few things to keep in mind. Number one, you can cancel your cruise. This is why I love refundable deposits. And the cruise lines, most of them will still offer some refundable deposits or a little bit of penalty to go with it. Some cruise lines, you save some money if you book with a non-refundable deposit. So you kind of have to weigh out in your mind how risk averse you are and how much it really bugs you if you lose how much your deposit is. Okay, so that's one thing. Keep in mind how you book your cruises, so that if down the road the cruise line changes the itinerary, and I should say it is quite rare that cruise lines change the itinerary. A lot more cruises sail on the itinerary that was planned rather than having a changed itinerary. So that's important though, but kind of have that be one of the things that you think about when you're booking your cruise. The other thing, take a whole look at your whole life. Like I was saying, if I could go and I could afford to go and I had the time to go, I would still go. Keep in mind what the other things are with your budget, with your time, how much time you have available, and really where you are in your life. Nobody has promised tomorrow. And so if I had to decide if I was going to take a Northern Lights cruise in 2026, instead of going to the Western Mediterranean, or instead of going, I was going to be doing the European capitals instead of the Canary Islands, if I was going to go ahead and do that in 26, or maybe have to put off until 2028 or further out there in order to do the other cruise, I would do that. Because no matter where you go, a cruise is an opportunity to meet new people, make new memories, and see new places, even if it's somewhere that wasn't really high on your list. So kind of take all of that into consideration. So as you draw nearer and nearer to the time to go to your cruise, till it's time to go, you once you get within that final payment window, you can't just cancel and get your money back. But sometimes the cruise lines will offer something. If you're booked on a cruise and they shift the itinerary like this, they will offer you something. No one has sent me what the package is that Princess is giving. So if they're giving something, drop it in the comments and let us know. So first of all, I would call the cruise line if I were within the final payment window, see what they're offering, what you can have. Sometimes you can cancel that one, even though you've made final payment, and get your money back. Sometimes you can cancel, book on another cruise within a certain amount of time, and the price is protected. Lots of options. So see what your options are. And the second thing is if you really find that you don't have any options, read about where the ship is going to go instead of where you thought you were going to go, and fall in love with the places, because that's the only way you're going to go and have a wonderful time. And I have learned in my life that sometimes the coolest days that I have ever had have been very serendipitous. They were never anything that I thought was going to amount to anything, and they ended up being some of my most favorite days of all. So kind of keep that in mind as you look at itineraries, and let me know what questions you've got about that, okay? So I hope this helps a little bit with itineraries. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments. Share with us when your itinerary changed unexpectedly. Share with us what you did if your itinerary was changed much further out from your cruise. Let us know, because you know what? We all live in the real world, and we want to know when things went smoothly and when they didn't go smoothly, so that maybe we can think through things and be more well prepared when it happens to us. And I would say, though, not all is lost if your itinerary is changed. Thank you for joining me here today. I look forward to seeing you all here again tomorrow, and I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.